I want you to think now about how it would feel if you reached all your goals for your relationships, for your body, for your business, for your children. Now, what I want you to do is to look at where you are today. So you might feel good because maybe you're on your way and you're taking great daily proactive actions. I will say though, a lot of people are self-sabotaging and feeling hopeless, therefore not really taking those steps. But I want to encourage you that it's 100% possible for you to reach your goals, but it does take some specific mindset and action steps that I'm going to teach you in this video. Everybody wants those things, right? To be rich, healthy, and happy. Now the difference though, where you are right now and where you want to be is what do you do in the in-between? I know this because I used to be about 50 pounds further overweight, broke, living month to month, not being able to take my kids to the zoo, which is just $7 down the street. And now I'm the owner of a profitable multi-six-figure business scaling to 7 figures in the next year. I'm also fitter and I am married again. And I want to share with you proven vision board process. Number one, you want to be specific with your goals. If you're like me and a weight goal felt a little out of reach, then you want to do a size pants, right? What's that next size pants? So you might have your big goals, but it's really important that you set goals that you can get the next step. So yes, set that big goal if you're doing a yearly vision board or yearly planning, but what you really need to do is be able to reach for that next thing. I like to put my next size pants up at the front of my closet. Some people disagree with that, but that always really helped me. It took me 9 months to get this 2 sizes down, but I finally did it, and it was very rewarding being able to zip up those pair of pants I couldn't wear for 9 months. The other thing about that is you want to follow someone who's already done it. So I will say, like, whether it's an app and following somebody on YouTube, there's so many great people that I personally love, but get their app, get them as a coach one-to-one, and it needs to be daily habits. This whole 3 times a week is not really going to help you out when you're looking to change your habits. You need to change it daily. And that's the same with anything in your business as well. Number 2 is creating a bubble, which can be controversial. And honestly, it's probably the hardest step. And that's radically like getting some scissors out and pruning a tree. You got to prune some people out of your life. It might be parents, it might be siblings, it might be best friends. If people aren't pouring greatness into you and saying only positive things and believing in you, for me personally, I don't keep them in my life. I have a zero tolerance for toxicity and negativity towards me and people I love. And that has changed my life, my business. I will tell you, when I did that and took radical action, I tripled my income in just 9 months. Because when you get those naysayers out, it's hard enough to get it out of our head, out of the brainwashing we already had growing up, right? If there's things or people, you get to say, hey, that's a jacket essentially. I'm not wearing that anymore. That's an analogy I thought of years ago, and I share it with my clients, is pretend like all those things that you've bought into, you're taking them to the supermarket and you're returning them. You're casting off that jacket. It's not you. It's not inside of you unless you let it get inside of you. And the truth is that jacket is weighing you down. So you have to figure out how to just throw it off of you and go for it. This imagery comes to my head about if somebody like pushed you off a cliff and you know how to swim and at the bottom is the ocean and you would survive, except you have a cloak on you and it's so heavy, and at the bottom of all of it are all these little weights. It's like so heavy. And what that is all the things people have told you about yourself that's not true. The lies you've bought into, the past even. Only way you're going to survive and get to swim to the top is by letting go of that cloak, of that jacket, and saying, no longer will you have your chains on me. And so that's one of the most powerful analogies. Anytime I'm kind of feeling weighed down, I feel that dagger in my back. And I know that I have the opportunity to either let it sink in to keep hurting me or say, that's not the truth. That's not who I am anymore. And self-forgiveness is really important, and forgiveness of others. That's a video for another day. And number 3, I actually like to call it the 3 things. I'm actually going to share a story that I heard from Success Magazine years ago, and it was about Richard Branson. And the owner of Success Magazine was trying to get Richard Branson, who is the owner of Virgin, that huge company, Virgin Air. There used to be Virgin Records, and they were trying to get him to speak at an event, and they kept telling him more and more money, but he kept saying no. And finally, they got him on a phone call and they said, how much money would you like to come speak at our event? We'll pay you really anything. We really want you there. And Richard Branson said, it's not about the money. I have more than enough money. Every quarter, I have 3 main things that I work on in my life and in my body and in my business. And this just isn't one of those 3 things. So it doesn't matter what you ask me for or how much you offer to give me, I'm going to say no. And they were like, woo! And that was so impressive. In this day and age of a lot of people, and I've been guilty give it to chasing the money, right? You need to chase your highest priorities, those things that serve you, because you could chase the money and skip your gym date and skip your vitamins and end up sick in the hospital, or you could focus on the 3 most important things every quarter, which are your main focus. Now, the thing about this though is that there are daily habits that are important to do anytime, but then there are seasons where you've got 3 main things you're probably really focusing in on. For me personally, for this next quarter in business, I have a big body goal. I'm training for a bodybuilding competition, but that's not even in this quarter, but I'm going to be prepping for it this quarter. So I have to be really on track, next level than just a quick workout or a walk every day, okay? The number 2 thing is I'm reaching for my $1 million mark. So I also have extra things I'm doing for my marketing. And then the number 3rd thing is working on my new marriage. I'm a newlywed the last couple years. We want to do a special trip. So I'm also taking that time to get therapy or couples therapy or connecting and dates. So there's different seasons of life. When I was going through divorce, I had to be really focused on custody cases and on just making sure my kids were okay and getting to school and getting their homework done. Each season has a different focus, and you have to develop discernment and wisdom to know which part of your life and which season are you in. So I like to do personally quarterly goals and then a yearly big vision board. There's a free gift I'm giving you as well, which is my personal daily habit tracker. It's printable, and it also has an upgrade if you end up wanting to get my full freedom planner and full systems. Link is in the description to get you that free gift and download right now. So here's the thing. There's a video right here which will give you the answer to the one thing you need to do to attract high ticket clients on autopilot. And you can click to watch that right now.